Welcome to the fourth video in the series we're doing for the Carnival of Weaning. This is my little nursling, Ilia, and for her, weaning isn't even on the horizon. In this video, we're going to be talking about, what are we talking about? How the relationship with your nursling changed after you weaned. And I know that's a big concern for a lot of mamas, so I hope that you are inspired by what our mamas have to say in this video.
My relationship with my son hasn't really changed. However, my husband's relationship with our son has changed. My son really wants to be with his daddy. He thinks daddy is just the best thing in the world now. He wants to follow daddy around. He wants to go to work with daddy. He wants to go fishing with daddy. It's cute and it's adorable, and it makes me so happy to see them together and see them just so happy with each other. So that's been easy for me to see their relationship blossom and grow. Prior to weaning, my husband was, that's just daddy. He was cool to be around sometimes, but they didn't really have a really close bond, and now they are almost inseparable.
The truth is that my relationship with my children did not change after I weaned them. So what I had heard prior to weaning is I'd heard both, horror stories about weaning, like after I weaned, it would somehow, our relationship would never be the same again, and that sort of thing. But then I also heard all these things about how weaning would have all these magical cures for whatever ails you, right? Like, so if I wean my children, they would somehow suddenly want to hang out with their grandparents or their father or anybody else besides me more. They would sleep better, they would eat better, any of those things. And actually, I found none of that to be true. I found that the relationship that we had built up over 2.5, 3 years of living together, and it didn't really change. It continued. Their need for me did not change. It continued. The way that they reacted to events in their life, the way that they approached new situations, none of that changed at all. Really, the only thing that changed is that I wasn't breastfeeding them anymore, and so that just meant that I didn't have that tool, but that also I could wear whatever clothes I wanted to without thinking about whether they could get in, which is actually quite liberating. I do like that.
Our relationship hasn't really changed. It's more in the physical way that he looks to me for comfort. Whereas before, he would have come to me for nursing if he needed reassurance or comfort or just to reconnect. And now he uses physical touch in a different way. He's more cuddly now. He does like to put his hand inside my shirt, and that seems to be like his go-to for his comfort right now. And he did begin to start sucking on his fingers more. But in the beginning, I thought that it was going to change as we've continued, and it's only been really recently that we have weaned. He's 2, and we weaned probably when he was about 3 or 4 months ago. It hasn't changed as much as I thought it was going to. He's still my boy. I still am able to connect with him, which I'm happy about, because I was really concerned that I wasn't going to be able to.
I never felt that our relationship changed after we weaned, and I don't think my kiddos either. When both of my kiddos weaned, they were both only breastfeeding at bedtime. So nursing didn't really change that routine. We still had snuggles and rocking and lullabies, and they still were getting all that nurturing and all that bonding. So they didn't really notice a change, and I never noticed a change in their behavior, so I think it was a pretty smooth transition overall.
I was really worried about how our relationship was going to change after Gemma weaned. I had fears that we wouldn't be close anymore, because that was something that just she and I had always shared. It wasn't something that she had with her grandparents or with her aunts or with her dad. Nursing was something that she and I did together throughout the day that was just special to us. And so I was terrified that things were going to change and that she wasn't going to be as close to me after she weaned, and that just wasn't the case. I feel like now that she's almost 18 months, we're even closer. We do everything together during the day, just like we always did, and we still snuggle, and we still read stories, and we still take baths together, and everything has been fine. I don't know if I would quite say that it's for the better, because I do still miss nursing, and with expecting my second now, that's something that I'm really looking forward to getting back to, is having a little nursling. But our relationship is great, and I'm hoping that it always will be, regardless of all the changes that I know we'll go through in the future.